one of the things I have to do on a game day is I have to relay how long's left down to the coaching staff.
Right. Okay.
Now, normally that's quite easy because I've normally got one of the assistant coaches is sat 2 seats along from me, so I can just yell at them and say, slowly, it's 2 minutes. But
with the
for various
staff,
various things this week, all 3 of them were down on the bench, so I was having to scream and signal down. So that's part of where my voice went. And then, obviously, with every time there was scoring or something was happening, we're believing a little bit more. So I turned because after we score or when we take a kick off, I've got a little bear noise that I play on the PA to sort of G the crowd up a bit.
Okay.
So you know how Catalan have got the silly trumpet thing. We've got our bear noise, and I was using that, and then I was sneaking the dial up a little bit, turning it up a little bit more. I was getting giving my come on bears, and it was getting a little bit louder every time, and then everybody was really getting behind it, and just the noise from the crowd was absolutely phenomenal. Everybody getting around, the screaming from some of the fans was just really driving the players on. And the good thing is about the way the noise sort of stays at the Butt Spike Arena, because it's all coming at you from one direction from the main stand. It really hits the players quite well. So and then you can hear the PA quite well as well on the pitch. And you could really get behind. And, some of the players did say they really felt the atmosphere and did just give them that lift.
That's brilliant. There was just over 300 on, wasn't there? That's slightly better than normal game?
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
But I think 600 to 1,000 will claim they were there in future years because it was that sort of game. I think it was one of the best sporting events I've ever witnessed live actually being at. And like I said at the start of the show, it just gave me this physical reaction that I was just so pleased for all the hard work. And you see people like Alan and the guys who've been around and Ron who've been around the club for years, and just seeing all what it meant to them, and just knowing how much hard work and the whole story of the day and how there'd been all these little things and the turning it round from being such a heavy defeat. I can't think there'd be many games where there's such a swing in points from one fixture against the same team to the next. Well, yeah, I did think that this morning actually. But and what was nice to see is that so one of the guys at the halfback who's injured, Liam Rice Wilson, he came and ran the water. He travelled up because his student, he's back at home. He travelled up from Kent just to come and run the water. And I think that shows, you've got a united squad when you've got guys willing to come up and do that. And his family still came, and good friend Danny was in the crowd, and it was really good, and it was quite funny actually because my parents were on about coming to the game originally, and because they're going on holiday. So I said, oh well, we're going to sort things out for the holiday, and we might come to a game where Bears have got more of a chance of winning. So it was quite nice. The first thing I did after the game was to text my mum and say, well, maybe you should have come. And I said, although I did go nuts at the end. And then my mum sent a text back saying, don't worry, we've seen your nuts before.
Excellent.
And I was like, Mum...
There we have an episode title.
Well, I thought it was going to be Bears with Sore Heads, but there we go. But, yeah, fantastic occasion to be part of and to be involved in. And just, I was on a high the whole way home, and just enjoying all the Twitter banter that we were getting into on the evening back, and it was just fantastic, and really enjoyed the whole experience, and just hoping there are more days like that to come soon.
Yeah, well, it all sounds great. A team that can take inspiration from that are West Wales. They put in a valiant, I would say, performance this week. Certainly wasn't all straightforward for Workington, even though it ended up 46 points to 6. Brian Davies got in touch about this one. He said 46-6 to Town, but not the stroll in the park you might expect. Town's points came in a couple of spurts towards the start of the first half and towards the end of the game. Not impressive, according to the commentary. Great roar from the home Speckies when Wales finally crossed for a try. Man of the match was the lad Town have on loan from Lee, who scored 4 tries. Quite an impact that will have been Ilias Bergal, who is a quality try-scoring winger and better than League One level, in my opinion. Whitehaven 28, London Scholars 12. Oldham 50, North Wales 6. North Wales will be disappointed with that one because they were getting some bodies back into that squad, so not the outcome they wanted there. Newcastle 42, Hemel 14. Hunslet 14, a resurgent Doncaster 30. I think that was a good playoff level matchup there. Doncaster really finding some form again after falling off. Maybe bringing in Matty Berrahull from Keighley has helped them there. Yeah. I saw he was on the score sheet in this one. The big game, though, was Bradford against York at Odsal in front of over 6,400 people.
Yeah, and it was stream live as well around the world. And Carsten got in touch about this one and said, Bradford missed the first 30 minutes of the game, but they came back and the finish was incredible. A fantastic crowd and atmosphere, even through Facebook, made it an advert for Rugby League. Hopefully the likes of Mr. Elston and co realise that there's life outside of Super League. The injury of Joe Keys doesn't look good, and I hope he gets well soon. Oh, and the Facebook comments from both sides were a shame. So I didn't see any of the comments, but I did see that Jediah Mavese try right at the end, and that was absolutely fantastic, wasn't it?
Yeah, his second try was the game breaker, really, and then York were able to hang on despite the Bulls closing the gap in the final stages. But absolutely thrilling game to finish 30-28. Shoddy and Mungo, Bradford fan Allen, said, Bugger, left ourselves far too much to do and just came up short. Bradford and York have contested 2 epic games so far this year with a 2-point win in both, to the away sides as well. I'd still say we are favourites to go up automatically, but no slip-ups allowed from now on. It really does focus things up there. It's
going to be quite an entertaining end to the season. And finally, Brian Davies said, excellent match, great result for York and Rugby League. They set this match up and executed it brilliantly. Over 6,000 were there live and over 19,000 watched it on the internet. Winning margins over the next few weeks crucial. Great attendance, but interestingly not a new League One record that stayed with Toronto.
Bradford stay top with a commanding points difference advantage of 100-ish over York, but York go level on them with 32 points as the race for automatic promotion hots up. Oldham, Workington and Whitehaven hold the other playoff spots at the moment, all on 24 points. Doncaster and Hunslet sit just outside on 22. Keighley in 8th stay on 20 points. Newcastle move on to 18. North Wales have 13, the Scholars have 9. Coventry, after a third win in a row, are on 8 points, is that right? And Hemel have 2 and West Wales stay on 0 at the bottom. NRL, sorry.
Yeah, opportunity for Coventry to capitalise and make that win really count for something with playing the catch-up game against West Wales on Wednesday.
Will they have any of the students back, or will they be given a bit of a break?
Some of them will be back. Depends on fitness and injuries and various things. It's just seeing who
ceremonies and that sort of stuff potentially.
Yeah, seeing as well. Unfortunately, I've got a work commitment which I couldn't get out of, so I'm going to be following this one via Twitter. So I'm really hoping we can back it up.
Okay. NRL round 19. Eels 14, Bulldogs 8, Sharks 28, Raiders 24. Sadly, our boys didn't win, but Hodgson had a try assist and 50 tackles, so both ways from him, and Whitehead 118 metres, so our boys still stood up despite defeat there. Broncos 50, Panthers 18, Knights 30, Titans 24, West Tigers 22, Rabbitohs 6. Shock result. George with 127 metres, Sam with 43 tackles and 131 metres.
And Tom played
as well,
but
not good enough. Lee Whitnell got in touch though on this one.
Yeah, he said if there's one game Tigers fans can always look forward to, it's Souths at ANZ. Another Ainling for the Bunnies was delivered bang on schedule. Souths messed up plenty of chances to score, with Angus Crichton, the piano player himself, guilty on a number of occasions, but perhaps that was just Tigers hoodoo working its evil magic and not him being a ball-greedy twat. Who can say?
Fair enough.
The guy amputated one of his fingers so he could carry on playing for you, so you can't be too harsh at him, surely.
The thing that stood out most from this game was probably early on in the game with Sam Burgess stood over a prone.
Cam
Robbie Farah, but
and he's escaped the ban for it apparently.
Great stuff from West Tigers, like the adversity that they faced. They had 4 concussion tests during the game, maybe even more. So obviously they had people off the field at various times. They had 2 going on at the same time at one point, but they were absolutely the better side in this matchup. Okay, the Cowboys 10, the Dragons 24, so a win for some of our Brit players. Win it with a try assist. Graham Play doesn't look fit, doesn't look like he's at it at the moment, fitness-wise, but he's plugging away like Jammer always does. Lee Whitnell
I think he's carried some sort of injury into it, because he looks like he's dragging himself through, kind of thing.
A little bit.
So Lee Whitnell said, "What the fuck has Gaz Wizard done to his hair?"
Can I say something controversial?
Yeah.
I thought it looked quite good.
I've not seen it yet. I've not.
He's basically
have a look at this in a minute.
He's basically had it like greyed. It's the best way to describe it. I thought it looked quite good.
I'll have a look.
Yeah, let's move on. What else did he say?
It's not even for a bet. Despite the follicle abomination, the Dragons were too good for this Cowboys team. Dufty is a brilliant young fullback and will be even better when he learns how to catch a kickoff. It's all right, Greg Eden's never managed it. He's electric going forward, one to watch.
Yeah,
what a shame that JT has to go out on a season like this. Maybe one last spin in Super League could bring him the glory he deserves.
That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? It'd be fucking brilliant to have him play.
Imagine if Toronto got in and he played for Toronto.
Whoever, I don't come play for Wigan. We don't mind having a new half-back. That'd help us out. Warriors 6, Storm 12, Seagulls 24, Roosters 56. The Storm now have the table, top of a group of 3, all on 28 points, with the Dragons and the Rabbitohs in there too. Roosters are now in 4th on 26 points. Shark are in 5th on the same amount of points. Panthers, Broncos, Warriors, all on 24, make up the top 8, so it's 4 points separating the top 8. West Tigers are the closest challengers on 20 points in 9th. Raiders in 9th on 18, also probably have an outside chance of the 8 still. The gap to the rest is starting to look unassailable, with Titans, Seagulls, Bulldogs, Cowboys, Eels are all at least 10 points off the top 8. We got something in on another game outside of the...
But just to close off the Wizard chat, I think it looks like a seagull shat in it.
I think it looks quite good.
Anyway, yeah.
And normally I lay into people for the hair. Maybe I'm softening on the hair stance because my own hair game is weakening by the day.
You got less options now.
Yeah. What did Lee Randall, our old friend Lee Randall?
Hey, welcome back, Lee.
Yeah, the choir boy returns.
He said went into this game expecting a tough game.
First of all?
Sorry, that would help, wouldn't it? Yeah. It was the All Gold, so the Gloucester Warriors that was versus Somerset Vikings. And he said went into this game expecting a tough game, and it started that way. But All Gold's attack were far too strong for the Vikings, with a 62-30 win for the All Golds. Need to work on defence, as all of the Viking tries were soft, but still unbeaten this far. So on to Swindon next week. Come on, you All Golds.
Yeah, it's good that they've got the All Golds brand back, because it was a great logo. I love that logo. Okay, that is the world of rugby league well and truly covered. We're now going to look forward and predict what's going to happen next week with our preview and predictions. Preview and predictions time now, in association with our newest partner, Love Rugby League. Head to loverugbyleague.com for all the latest news, gossip, opinion pieces, and even more stats on the greatest game. There was a nice piece this weekend that went up that most SLP listeners will be on board with, other than maybe David, about referees, which was an interesting little read. And there's loads more over there as well, so please do go and check that out.
And actually, linked to an interruption we had just a second ago, you can get a thing on a popular Amazon-based smart speaker. I won't say the name because it'll start her off again.
You can say the
no, because if I say the name, it'll start her off again.
Yeah.
And then we'll end up listening to BBC 5 Live or whatever we were on. You can get a thing that reads out the Love Rugby League headlines for you. So I've got that in my flash briefing. So if I say name of speaker flash briefing, that's the thing that comes up.
Excellent. It's round 23 of Super League. It's kind of nothing really new to play for, just jostling for positions heading into the Super 8s phase of the season with the Super League Super 8s and the qualifiers 8s. Well, actually, no, everyone's set in the bottom 4, aren't they? They can't move.
Yeah,
now.
they can't. Yeah, they're stuck.
They can't. They're fixed where they are, but the top 8 will be jostling around to decide who plays who, when and where. So Thursday nights, Sky game, 7:45.